All right, everybody, welcome back. It's been a little while. We're going to get a video put together here today. Still have the stock air box on here. It's had the carbon traps pulled out of it. I'll show you that. You did that in a separate video, but today we're going to be installing the cold air crusher set from Whipple. So I'm going to lay it out right here. We're going to go through, get this all put on, take a look, see where everything is on the existing tune that's on there. We'll get some dyno stuff in here. Probably not today. This will probably be over a couple of days. I got another trip for other stuff that I'm headed out for tomorrow morning. But we'll get the installation done, kind of show you some of the ways this goes through, put it all together, make our first trip here today out on the street, and then we'll get it back on the dyno for later this week. Right now, we'll go through, get the air boxes off of here, pull this all apart. Whipple has extensive instructions on all of it. Looks pretty straightforward. I'll let you know if there's any gotchas. All right, got those off of there. There's just clamp here, clamp here. If you come into the air box, you can pull these back. There's a bolt here that holds this in. There's a bolt here that'll let you pull the entire assembly out. For this one, you can see this is just kind of hanging here. Be very careful with that clip. So when it's up, it's all the way up there. And if you push in on one side and then push in the other and gently push it off of there, if you don't have the actual tool, as I don't, you can do this with a screwdriver, but be very careful because these things do break if you push on them too hard. And on this one, it's just as simple as when you pull this back, it releases the piece. So you pull that back, pull the tube right off. And again, this one's fairly straightforward. So you can get the air boxes out of here and go from there. All right, so airbox on this side. If you bend this up and around, you can get it past there. All you have to do is pull this relay off of there. So again, you can see where that's kind of at. This relay sits right there, okay? And that tab, if you push on it, allows it to pull off. You can just set it out of the way and then you get the airbox clear. And like I said, initially I thought I might have to pull that entire fuse box, but you just have to pry up on this plastic pretty hard and get it to come around it, and it comes on out. And then this piece you can see is just the tab there that we're going to take off and use with the new air box. All right, next up. So if you'll notice, the side that has one on it, on either one, I'll show you the other one in a second, but if you just pry up on the one, that'll allow the clips to come off on two. If you try to pry on two, it's not going to come off there. But if you get it on the first side here first, it comes right off, and then it's going to go on to our air boxes down here. You should be able to notice the difference in the way these are styled. This one goes right there. And the other one, like I said, it also has a singular side and a dual side. Pry that lip up over it, comes right off. Put it on there. Voila. We have air boxes. If we could, while doing this one-handed. There, we got it on there. Like that. Okay, now we're going to take care of the MAF tubes. Here we got the stock elbows, one off either side. This one is on the driver, this one's on the passenger. We're going to pull this off of here, and then we're going to fit it onto here. Make sure to follow the directions and the orientation. These sensors are directional, so you can see where it's got an arrow pointing towards the way the air is going to flow. If you get that backwards, the car's not going to run right. Quick note, these are T20s on there, and then Whipple gives you some new Allen heads that go in here. Make sure you use the Allen heads, the threads, not the same screw whatsoever. It's coarse thread going into plastic versus a true machine screw. So make sure you use the screws provided. All right, note, you have two fittings you have to pull out of here, and they're like, just undo the clamp and pull it out of there. Well, those things, if you can see down in there, actually are press fit all the way through down to there. They're not going to come out very easily without possibly breaking them. So pro tip on this, put a little bit of PV blast on the back side of this, and that'll help them pull right through. I should have said pro tip, use PV blast to get it off of there, and also grab a set of pliers to kind of pull it through, because they are kind of difficult to get out of there. Just gently squeeze it, try not to crack anything while you're doing it. Again, got it off of there, got this one in here already. You just push it in. make sure when you go to line these up, your airflow is pointed this way towards the actual throttle body, right? So you can see the arrow on the end there. That should point towards the throttle body, not towards the air filter itself. All right, quick note on this, because I may have done something a little stupid, but I showed you earlier. This piece here, leave it off, shove it all the way in first. Okay, don't have it on the air box itself. Don't have it on the main piece. I got this installed up here. Did have to trim it just a little bit to get that to fit. Okay, when you do that, you shove it all the way in. Make sure it's lined up. There's a piece in here this matches up to. If I can kind of show you, looks like that there. Get that all aligned and then shove the air box on from there. Otherwise, you'll never get around everything with this thing together. So that's the order of operations to get it in there. The small piece in first, then push the air box onto it after that. You can see you got those on there. One thing I wanted to note, you've got a little bracket there. You got this little thing that comes off of the stock air box. You're gonna slide that right on there. Put that through there and also through over on here. And slide that on there, get it clipped in, and you should have the 2 bolts you pulled out of that, and you're going to use those bolts with these brackets to clamp this on down there. So it goes right like so. Okay, we'll finish that up. All right, and there we have it. It's all assembled. Brackets are on, holding that in there. MAF sensors are plugged back in, both sides. Make sure they clip. Fuse panels back on, all set. These are clipped back in. You can see the hoses are in here. They went in. Everything is set to go. We're gonna give this thing a fire up, see what it does. I'm gonna get the computer hooked up to it. Want to see what the fuel trims look like. These MAF housings, quite a bit bigger than the other ones, so it should have quite a bit more airflow going through it. All right, everyone, getting on the dyno here. We're gonna go in and this isn't the file I need right now. Need to open mine. We're going to open up personal vehicles, Mustang. I already went out and drove it, so it's been modified some to fix the MAF sensors, so we already got that done. I can show you the log file, what that looks like. I was changing somebody's fuel system for them earlier. So if I come in here to my general tab, I'm going to actually turn this to dyno mode. So override it and enable. And I'm going to go into my trans here really quick, because in my transmission in the general tab, I have it set to auto upshift with select shift. And I'm going to get rid of that and set that back to 110. I'm going to save as. So those are the only 2 changes I have to make on these usually to actually put it into a dyno mode where it'll run on everything. But I wanted to get those set up and go, and then we'll get a video of it going here on the dyno here in a minute. As you can see, made 453 again. Had a little bit of a dip there. I'm trying to clean that back out and get the torque to come back up in there. See what it's kind of doing with the cam timing. And we're going to make another rip here and see if I clean that back out. And get going. Let you ride along and see if you can listen to the scream this time. Which is a little interesting to do. All right, so that's where we're ending off. We had some huge gains down here in the bottom end. I realized I had done something wrong on some of my cam timing that I now fixed. So you can see we're throwing a lot more torque down to the bottom. So this should help me quite a bit on my 60 foot. And then you can also see like the separation and horsepower, we're also up quite a bit. And when you come up here to the top, from where it originally started at today, right? It was at 440 initially when we did the first pull, and we're now ending at 465. Not all of this is the intake. Some of this is also, I had some cam timing I was playing with initially. So if I just show you like where I had previously left off before I started messing with a lot of the cam timing, I was at 451, but I was way down on torque at the time. So you can see even by that, we picked up 14 horsepower with the new cold air intake, and quite a substantial good jump in torque, because now the cams are working a lot more efficiently down here, and I can run a lot more advance on them. So this all is very positive news on what the car is doing here. I'm going to take the 465, 427 as a reminder. All dynos read differently. We're at almost 2,500 feet of elevation here. I'd have to go figure out where I click to show you the weather correction, all the rest of that stuff. It is quite a warm day. I'll show, intake air temps. I'll probably put a number on here just so you guys can see it from the pole, but I'm guessing we were somewhere in the 80-degree range today while we were in here. So that's where we're at. Pretty good numbers. We'll go make some rips, see what it does with the draggy.